Hello, I have just received a giant box and I was like, what is this? So I've opened it and I've seen that it's my 2E uniform for the boat. And so I'm gonna film it again because I'm excited. It's a giant box. I really panicked when it first arrived. I was like, what have I ordered? But it's all good. Look at this. All right, I can see a note. Let's read it. Please find enclosed your uniform for the season. If there are any issues with sizes, please let know and we can take a look for you. I've also enclosed 2 flags for the ship. Please can you hand these to the cruise director on arrival? Much appreciated. Look forward to meeting you soon and good luck for the season. That's nice. Cool, let's see. We've got some trousers which are very similar to the ones I'm wearing right now. How many of those do we have? Oh, a shirt, like an activity top. Shorts, which I'm not gonna wear. More shorts. Ooh, another one of these jackets. That one looks nice. Oh, I like the look of that. The flags. The flags. These are huge. Shouldn't have done that. I'm never going to be able to do it back. Oh no. Okay, some polos. These are nice. Very nice. Oh, they look small. They look very small. Right, we'll see about those. They've given me some in a bag and some not. Oh well. Is there a difference? I think this one's a coat. It's nice as well. And that's it. There's a serious lack of trousers. I've got some shorts, which they've given me 3 pairs of shorts, which I'm not going to wear. They've also given me 2 pairs of like these kinds, which look really comfortable, which I will wear. But I was under the impression I was going to get skirts and like trousers to go with the polos. And I'm not sure what the plan is there. But we'll see. Goodness, my case is mostly going to be stuff that isn't mine, because I'm also bringing loads of things for a friend. Yay! And now the season can start. Ding. Hello! Alright, we are at the final stages of getting ready to move again for 5 months. Now, for the record, I don't know how much of this you know. I have tried really hard not to film a lot, just because I have so many vlogs and such a backlog of videos, but I've just accepted my fate now, and I know that there's going to be a backlog. These videos probably won't go up until the start of next year. Sorry, but I want to film it because I know that I'll want to look back at it, if that makes sense. So I've got you on my fancy tripod that I bought in Australia. Not that fancy, but convenient. And I'm just back from Primark. Sorry, my grandma walked in. So point is, I am just back from hopefully the last shop. I went to Primark and then I also quickly went into Boots as well for like 2 last minute things. So here's what I got. I haven't really bought much except this. I think this is the only thing I've bought for this journey, because most of it I could just reuse. Also, for the record, until right now, my 2 cases, one is 14 kilos and one is 10 kilos, and I am so happy. The one with 14 kilos is mostly food and my uniform, and the one with 10 kilos is mostly stuff I'm bringing for a friend. So first of all, what I had to get from Primark were 2 of these. It was a nightmare. Basically, I need to buy them for my uniform, but they're going to reimburse me, but they're only reimbursing me up to, I think, £20 per pair, which is not a lot of money. So I went to Primark because I knew that I could get the right thing, but I'm really small, or their sizes are really big. I don't know. This was actually the one I needed, and they only had one in a size 8. Everything else was a size 10 or more. So originally I was like, oh, size 10, fine, because usually I think I'm a size 10-ish. The size 10s were massive. Even the 8 is a bit big. I don't know if it's the cuts, because usually an 8 would be like on the small side for me, but even the 8 was still too big, but it was the only option. But because they only had one, I then went and bought something similar, which hopefully will be all right. I don't have another alternatives, and I've had to like roll up the bottoms about 4 times. This was a size, I think it was a 6? Yeah, this was a size 6, and it was so huge, and I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if they're meant to be oversized or that you wear them with heels or whatever. But when I tried them on with no shoes on, they went really high up to my waist and then like totally droopy on the floor. But they didn't have a smaller size than 6. And again, they'll just have to do. Hopefully they're okay. Then the other purchase that I'm really happy about, I very annoyingly lost my sunglasses 2 days before I left Australia. And no one found them, and it's really been bothering me not having sunglasses, so I bought these for £1. They're all right, but they do the job, and that's all that matters for me. They're not exactly the shape I would like, but they were £1, so I was like, yeah, getting those. I did have a choice. I could have bought a pair that was a bit nicer for £3.50, but I don't like spending money. And then in Boots, I just bought some deodorant and a shower gel. My logic with that was, I would rather spend the money here in the UK, especially knowing that I have space in my luggage, because then I can pay for it in pounds from the money that I'm making in pounds, as opposed to having to pay for it in euros and then also having to pay the conversion fees. So that was everything I bought. Very exciting. And those are the only things left to pack, I think, except like really last minute things for tomorrow. My flight is at 8 in the morning, well 10 to 8. So I'm still deciding if I'm willing to risk getting there 2.5 hours before instead of the usual 3 hours before, because it's a very early start. But anyway, the actual reason why I pulled out the camera was not about that. It was because there's this giant case behind me that I need to pack with everything that is still in this room that is not in my suitcase. So that's a big job, and I'm not really looking forward to it. Now, if I am correct, and I really hope I am, there should be a case inside that case. So the case inside the case is full, but the case itself should be empty once I take the other one out. So we're going to discover that in a second. I've got so much stuff because I brought things back from Australia presuming that I was going to move out and have my own place, and instead I'm leaving and I have to just pack it all. So we're going to see what we can do. I'm allowing myself one shelf in there and my bottom shelf there that I've had since I first moved in 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 4.5, and the bookshelf, which is space I have kind of created over the time I've been here, just using up any empty space, but everything else needs to go. So that's not going to be fun. I am going to put away these last few things and try and clear a bit of space, and then I'm going to pull you back out to deal with this. Goodbye. All right, hello. Time to unpack this and see if I was right, which hopefully I was. There's a case. That's what we wanted to see. How full is this? Quite. I mean, just from trying to close it, I do think I'm going to have a little bit of playing room with this case, but I'd rather just try and get everything in the other one. Well, that's successful, and I've only got like a folder and 2 pairs of shoes in here, so that's good. Now, I feel like the way I want to approach this is by emptying my cupboards completely onto the floor here, and then just start folding. Oh! And I think I'm going to empty out that bottom drawer, and then I'll have the empty drawer if I like have anything that doesn't fit. Oh, good fun. So that's everything. It's not that much, right? And you know what the worst part is? This isn't even all of my clothes. I have a few more cases downstairs with more clothes in them. So when I do eventually move out, that's gonna be fun. Anyway, now it's time to figure out how I'm gonna sort this and start packing it. Luckily, it's a big case. That's the only thing I've got going for me at the moment. But this has now totally emptied out that cupboard and the bottom shelf. So I have a little bit of playing room. And this folder, which was in the case, I think I can get it on the bookshelf. Let's see. Hello, sorry I stopped the video because I thought my grandma was going to come in. She didn't, but then I just finished up what I had to do. It wasn't a lot left and I think I'm done. I've got 2 cases that are going to come with me and that are like full in terms of stuff but really not full in terms of weight, which is good. I've got my clothes ready for tomorrow. I've got my bag ready for tomorrow, like my backpack, and then I've got 2 giant cases that are filled to the brim. And then I did have a little cheat. I've left this cupboard totally empty, which is fantastic. And this cupboard also basically, and we'll come back to that. First of all, down here, I've got some bags. One has Eeyore, Winnie the Pooh and Heather in it. One has food in it. And one is just a bag of bags. And then if we enter into the cupboard, right? Oh, I don't even think you'll be able to see it. I've got my coat and some dresses. Well, 2 dresses and a jumper. And all my other coats on a different hanger. But I think they're hidden enough that it shouldn't be a problem. And then even the bookshelf, I've managed to like take up less space on it. I'll show you what I've done. Up the top there, I've just stacked many things. And then the only thing I've used down here is the one drawer, which I've always had. So I'm feeling good. The only thing obviously that's actually going to be a problem is the stuff that I'm still wearing. So my clothes now, my pajamas, my slippers. Oh, my tripod. I'm gonna have to just hang that or put that in the hanging cupboard. The reason, by the way, why there's been such a delay is not because I've taken very long, because I haven't, but I spoke to my grandma, like my other grandma, and I've been editing my Dear Hopefuls video, and that should almost be ready. Right, I think I'm gonna let my grandma know that we can put these in her garage, then I'm gonna upload that Dear Hopefuls video, and I think like that's it. I'm not worried. I should be worried, right? I don't know if I have enough clothes, to be honest, and I definitely could have nicked some of the things I was packing today, but I'm testing myself. I don't know why. I always overpack. That's why I always overpack, and I've done this a few times now where I've like had to move away for a few months, and each time it gets better. I just want to prove myself that I can find like the optimal balance. Hopefully I've just not gone too like scarce, but at least I can buy stuff if I need to. Right, that's my update for now. See you later. I'm making a tough decision. I need to book my coach to the airport, and I can either arrive at 5:10, which is 2 hours and 40 minutes before my flight, or I can arrive at 5:35, which is 2 hours and 15 minutes before my flight. And I have bags to drop, but the bag drop only opens 2 hours before. Now, usually if it was up to me, I would allow about 3 hours, so I would get there at 5:10. But then equally, it's a very early start. Either way, it's an early start, but one will save me 25 minutes, or give me an extra 25 minutes of sleep. And I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to go with the later one. What time? I mean, the one after that gets in at 5:55, so that's still basically 2 hours before my flight. So I feel like I can risk that. And I think at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning, there's not going to be that much traffic, I hope. I think I'm going to risk it. Look, if I get up earlier, I can always get the earlier one, probably. It's so expensive. It's so unnecessarily expensive. And Ryanair does do deals, but it doesn't do deals to my stop, which is very frustrating. Oh well, here we go. Oh, this is crazy. And that's gone up as well, I think, in price. Stupid. Anyway, time to book this. Ooh, do I need to pay for extra luggage? Hopefully it'll be okay. It's weird because I'm so calm and I feel like I need to be more stressed. And now I'm starting to stress myself out about the fact that I'm calm, which is, you know, useless. Anyway, time to book this. Crazy, wild, mad. Can't believe this is happening again. It doesn't feel real. It's because it's also been such a crazy time. Like, I got this job basically the day of or the day after I didn't get through an audition that I really wanted. And there was stuff going on, and yeah, it's all been a bit mad. I don't think I've had time to process it, but I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. Anyway, let me book this. I'll be back. I don't know when, but I will. Bye. Hello. I am going to try and go to sleep soon. We'll see if my body allows. But I just wanted to give a little, night before thing. Obviously, I'm waking up in about 4 or 5 hours, so that's fun. But it still doesn't feel real. And I'm kind of tempted to watch back my Greece video and my Lapland video, but mostly my Greece video, and see if I said the same thing or if I did feel the excitement. Because actually, before Greece, I was also very busy. But I can't remember now how real it felt that I was leaving. But that Greece job, like, I'd been working it up for so much longer. I knew I had it since about, I think, January, maybe even December. Whereas this job, I feel like I've known about it for like 2 weeks. I don't know, it's just weird. I've weighed my cases again, and the small one's at 12.3 and the big one's at 14. which is, that kind of blows my mind, the fact that it's only at 14. And there's really not much to add. I've got like my 2 notebooks, and I think that's it. Very, very strange. This whole situation, very strange. Oh, one fun little thing to tell you about that is totally irrelevant. A few days ago, it's been very sunny here the last few days, and a few days ago we were all sat in the garden having lunch together, and I had a feeling my scalp was getting hot anyway, and I got home and it was very red and definitely burnt, and it still feels burnt. But I've kind of accepted that, like my hair, like that just tends to get quite burnt because I have a middle split, and if I'm not wearing a cap, it's a problem. So I'm really hoping I get a cap when I get to the boat. I was told that I should be able to get one, so fingers crossed. But anyway, I just looked in the mirror. I was wearing a slightly lower top today, not very low, but more low than this. And I wasn't even outside that much today, but it was very sunny. And I don't know if you can see, but I definitely think I have a semi-burn. And I also think I have a bit on my face, which I also thought after that day in the garden. So that's a great start. In Greece, I only got burnt once, I think. And now I haven't even started the season and I'm already burnt. But in Greece, I was quite religious about putting on sun cream, and I've not been doing that here. Because in my head, I haven't accepted that it's summer yet, because my brain's just all over the place. I think going to Australia really messed me up because it was warm there, but it wasn't summer, and they were going into winter. Confusing. Anyway, bedtime, or attempt at bedtime, but I am going to try and watch that Greece video. We'll see. I don't know. Goodbye until a couple of hours from now, or another video. I don't know where I'm going to cut this, so goodbye.